Hello, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to totally flip the way you look at the ground beneath your feet. You know, geology isn't just the study of dirt and boring gray stones. It's actually the study of the hidden building blocks of human civilization. Literally, our entire world is constructed from these materials. By the time we wrap up today, I guarantee you're going to see everyday objects in an entirely new, completely fascinating light.
Okay, let's dive into this. Think about this for a second. Is the pencil in your hand actually a rock? I know, it sounds like a trick question, right? We are so used to thinking of rocks as these heavy, jagged things you trip over on a hike. But the materials we classify as minerals and rocks, they're sneaking right into your homes, your schools, even your pockets. We're going to answer this specific pencil question very shortly, but first, we need to lay down some foundational groundwork.
Which brings us to Section 1, rocks are everywhere.
And to understand them, we need Section 2, the Geologist Toolkit.
Since rocks are the essential resources humanity's relied upon for thousands of years to, build homes and craft tools, how do experts actually figure out what a rock is? Well, geologists act a lot like detectives looking for physical clues to crack a case. They use this really awesome 5-part checklist. Number 1 is color. Number 2 is texture, like is the rock rough, is it smooth, maybe glassy? That tells us an incredible story about how the rock formed. Number 3 is hardness, which is just how easily the rock scratches. Number 4 is luster, meaning how a rock's surface reflects light. Is it shiny, dull, metallic, or earthy? And finally, number 5, layers or crystals. Flat layers usually suggest sedimentary rock formed by compressed sand and dirt, while visible crystals, well, they might point to igneous or metamorphic rocks born from magma, extreme heat, and pressure. It's a perfect checklist.
Let's zero in on color for just a moment. Specific minerals are an absolute dead giveaway for a rock's chemical makeup. If you see a rock with a rusty reddish hue, that is a massive clue that it contains iron. On the flip side, if you spot a rock that's kind of pinkish or milky white, you are very likely looking at feldspar. So color is your very first visual hint. It points you in the exact right direction before you even pick the rock up.
Now, let's talk about hardness. Some rocks are actually so soft that you can literally scratch them with your bare fingernail. No way, right? But others are incredibly tough, so tough that only a diamond could possibly leave a mark on them. To keep all this organized, scientists use a brilliant system called the Mohs hardness scale. It simply rates minerals from a 1, which is the absolute softest, all the way up to a 10, the absolute hardest. All right, moving on to Section 3, the scratch test.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we can map everyday items directly to the Mohs hardness scale. This lets us test rocks out in the field without needing some million-dollar laboratory. Check this out. Your own fingernail sits at about a 2.5 on the scale. A copper penny is a 3.5. A standard steel nail is a 5.5. And a glass plate is a 6.5. This allows for some incredible deductive reasoning. Think about it. If your fingernail scratches a rock, you instantly know its hardness is less than 2.5. But if a penny scratches it and your fingernail doesn't, boom, you know for sure the hardness sits right between 2.5 and 3.5. It's just a simple, elegant process of elimination that works flawlessly.
Which leads us to Section 4, hidden everyday minerals. We've talked about how geologists identify rocks out in nature, but let's bring the science back to the macro level. Because these geological marvels, they are hiding all around us in plain sight. Take everyday window glass, for example. It's clean, transparent, totally modern. But its true origin is weathered quartz sand. The glass you look through every single day is geologically derived from sand, which itself comes from broken-down quartz crystals. Wild, right? Next up, table salt. We eat it, we cook with it, it's sitting in literally every kitchen in the world. But that salt is actually a naturally occurring mineral called halite, and it's mined from deep underground deposits. So yes, when you're seasoning your dinner, you are quite literally eating a crushed-up mineral. And hey, to answer our hook question from the beginning of the explainer, pencils do not contain actual lead metal. Actually, they haven't for a really long time. That dark material inside your pencil is graphite. It's a soft mineral made purely of carbon. So yeah, when you are drawing or writing with a pencil, you are quite literally scraping a rock across a piece of paper.
It doesn't stop there. Even everyday classroom chalk comes directly from the minerals gypsum or limestone. And it scales way up too. The massive buildings and historical monuments in our cities are very often constructed using immense slabs of granite and marble. From the smallest piece of chalk to the tallest skyscraper, the whole shebang is geology in action.
Let's look at Section 5, Pioneer Florence Bascom.
And this brilliantly illustrates that science isn't just about rocks and data. It's about the brilliant people who push human knowledge forward. Florence Bascom was an absolute trailblazer. Between 1862 and 1945, she achieved so many incredible firsts. She became the very first woman to earn a PhD in geology in the United States. She was the first woman hired by the U.S. Geological Survey and the first to present a paper at the Geological Society of America. Her specialty? Well, she was an absolute master at identifying minerals by looking at incredibly thin slices of rock under a microscope. She studied how light passed through them to decode their entire history. She was so remarkably good at this that other top geologists would literally send her their samples to figure out for them.
As the quote here says perfectly, Florence showed the world that anyone with curiosity and determination can unlock the secrets hidden inside rocks. She spent a huge part of her career teaching at Bryn Mawr College, where her brilliance and passion inspired a whole generation of women to enter the field of geology. She truly proved that science is for anyone willing to look closely and just ask questions.
All right, Section 6. Become a rock detective.
Florence Bascom used a microscope, but guess what? You already have all the tools you need to start applying the scientific method yourself right now. Step 1. Go out and collect 5 to 8 different rocks from a local park or even your own backyard. Step 2. Really observe them. Write down their color, feel their texture, look really closely for visible grains. Step 3. Do the scratch test. Try your fingernail, then a copper penny, then a steel nail to pinpoint their exact hardness. Step 4. Based on all your collected clues, try to sort them into groups. Do you think they're igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic? Seriously, get out there and be the detective.
Now, a very quick but absolutely firm reminder before you head out into the field. Safety first. When you're conducting the scratch test, absolutely never scratch the rock toward your hands or fingers. Always point the tool away from your body. And remember, you only need to use that steel nail gently to see if it leaves a mark. No need to force it.
To wrap things up today, I want to leave you with this provocative thought. What secret is the next rock you step on hiding? Is it a piece of ancient sedimentary sandstone? Maybe a chunk of sparkling igneous quartz? Is it softer than a penny or harder than a steel nail? Geology is happening all around you, literally every single second of the day. You just have to know how to look at it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your eyes on the ground, stay curious, and I'll catch you next time.